Hey, welcome to Spike Hard Catch Low, the podcast where we get into all things Kendama. I'm Jason, your host, and whether you already know insane tricks like around the world or just curious about the wooden toy everyone is flipping around, you're in the right spot. Today, I'm with Dylan Marr, a young Kendama player who's going to talk about his history with Kendama. Hi, Dylan.
Hello. Thank you for
you?
having me.
Yes, how are you doing?
Good.
How long have you been doing Kendama, and how did you kind of get started with that?
I've been playing Kendama since 2016, and then I took a little bit of a break in 2020, and then I got back into it like around start of 2021. So, I don't know, chop those years up. But a little bit in between, I had like 2 years off. But I've been playing pretty consistently since 2021 is like when I really started progressing in Kendama. I found out about Kendama from, I used to do like trampoline tricks and stuff, and there was a trampoline edit, and someone was playing Kendama, and I was like, I need to figure out what that is. I want to play with one of those. And then it kind of like became a fad in my middle school. Everyone had one, but nobody took it like super seriously.
Very cool, very cool, very cool. What was the first trick that you ever learned?
It's called an airplane. It's where you're holding the ball and you swing the Ken onto the spike from the ball. Most people start off with like Big Cup, but that was like the first trick I ever saw and watched a tutorial on. So I decided to start with airplane. So kind of an unconventional way to start, but
That's cool. That's cool. How long does it typically, like, when you first learned, like, how long did it, like, take you to, like, learn the trick versus, like, now when you, like, learn, like, a trick?
Well, I guess like getting the hang of it takes a little bit, probably like 2 to 3 days, like to even get like Big Cup and stuff like that. But now for me to learn like a completely new trick, it takes like a week or like, because all the tricks I'm doing now are way harder than in the beginning, I feel like. But like teaching someone kendama can definitely be difficult because like when I felt like I had a little bit of a background of eye-hand coordination. I don't know if you know what like cup stacking is.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do that when I was like a little kid, so I like had some eye-hand coordination. So it didn't take me too long to get the basics down, but now it's like I'm doing such complex tricks where it's like I'm having to like take a video of a certain part, go back to the camera, watch what I'm doing wrong, try to analyze what I'm doing wrong, and then it's just a whole thing to try and learn a new trick now.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Thank
really
you.
cool. What is a trick that you have learned that you hated the most?
That I hated the most. Border balance, where you swing up, like you're holding the tama, which is the ball, and you swing up like you're going to do an airplane, but you just balance it on the ball, on the spike. So it's like, you could probably throw in a demonstration video if you just look up border balance. But that's a hard trick because I feel like you have to have a flat spike, which means you're either sanding your spike down or you're just playing a lot to the point where you're flattening your spike down, and then you just balance it on the ball, and it's just a big balance trick, and I'm not the best at it, but I haven't done many tricks with it, to be honest. I kind of avoid that trick.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you compete?
Yeah, I do. I've competed since, I'd say, like, consistently since 2021. There's events in North America and then, like, Japan and Europe. I've never gone out of country for Kendama yet, but I've been to a bunch of the North America Kendama Opens, which is, like, the biggest event. And then there's another event called Battle at the Border. And I've, like, gotten pretty far. So, like, I'll compete in Pro Open, which is, like, the highest level you can do, but you can also do AM Open, and then it goes to advanced, intermediate, and beginner, and then there's freestyle as well, but mostly pros just play in freestyle. There's not many like beginners in freestyle. But the way competing like works is like, okay, so the way competing works is like, have you ever played horse in basketball?
Yes.
It's kind of like that, like the way the points work, but they like a month before the event they'll release tricks that you have to practice, and then when you go up on stage there's like a list of tricks and you pull from the list, and then you have to do that trick back and forth, and if someone misses they get a point, and then if you get 3 points you lose. So that's how that works. And then freestyle is just exactly how it sounds. You just freestyle on stage for like a minute, land as many tricks as you can, and then judges like judge you basically on if you versus someone else, whoever's run was better looking, I guess. So, yeah, I've competed doing that, and it's stressful and scary because playing kendama in your room by yourself is way different than playing in front of a whole crowd.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, are you, like, scared of crowds or, like,
It's more just like pressure of like, dang, I just spent however much money to even get out here, and now I'm on stage, and if I blow it right now, this is gonna suck. Like, but the way I try to like prepare myself for an event or like competing is like, I try to not practice. I know that sounds insane, but like not practice, because if I practice and then I like lose first round, I'm like, dang, I just wasted so much time. So like what I do is like day before the event, I'll start practicing the tricks, and then day of event, I'll practice here and there, and then if I lose, it's like, oh, I didn't practice. But if I make it far, I'm like, dang, I just made it far and I didn't even practice. So,
I mean, from what I've seen, like you do some pretty like stuff even without like practicing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, Bella. She
Yeah.
like she's like she recorded you whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm so like amazed, like you're just so like smooth like with the ball and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
I appreciate it.
So kind of going into that, like, what are like stereotypes? Like, why do you think Kendama is so like low, like on like the scale
Like
of
niche?
like, yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people don't really know about it. I mean, people like know about it, but they don't know like the whole background story, which makes sense. It's literally just a ball and cup. Like, it's pretty niche. But like, if you meet the people who play kendama, like if you ever went to an event, it's a lot of people. If you know like skateboarders, like this, it's kind of like the same type of vibe of people. Like, we all kind of dress the same as skateboarders. I don't know, we all have the same mannerisms, I guess, because we're both niche. Skateboarding's way bigger now, but like,
Well, yeah.
we're both niche like audiences. So I feel like that's the type of vibe that kendama players give off. So like when you go to events, it's just like, you probably have to cut this out, but it's literally just a lot of people. But like, and then competing. But yeah.
Word, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you see yourself like in like 10 years like doing this like as like hobby or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play as long as I can. I mean, I'll probably in 10 years I won't be playing as much, but I want to keep playing until I literally can't anymore. So, yeah, I mean, I just enjoy it. It's a good stress reliever, and like, I mean, sometimes it's not a good stress reliever. If you're trying to film a trick and you can't get the trick, it sucks. But it's a good stress reliever if you're just going outside and you're playing kendama and you're like feeling all the natural elements of outside, like the wind, and you're hearing the birds and you can hear your kendama, and it just makes you feel like connected, if that makes a sense.
Yeah.
Like, you just feel grounded, I guess.
Yeah, that's very peaceful.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have hobbies.
Yeah.
And what you do is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
What advice is kind of like the last question? What advice would you give to somebody that wants to do kendama?
Don't get discouraged. Everyone is terrible at the beginning. I was terrible. Everyone is terrible. There's nobody who's just naturally good at kendama. Like, it's not something that you can just pick up and be insane at. It's hard, and it takes a long time. You have to kind of have an addictive personality to be good at kendama. Or not get good, but to stay with it. So, yeah, just don't give up. I know it's super cliche to say that, but if you really want to get good at kendama, you have to stick with it.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's kind of a wrap for this episode of Spike Hard Catch Low. Thanks for Dylan for joining us today. If you enjoyed our convo, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment and share it with a friend who needs to know what a kendama is. Until next time, keep grinding, stay creative, and as always, spike hard and catch low.